Now, are we any comments from the floor on what's been said? Anybody want to come back at any either panelists? Yes, do, David. Thank you.
The reason I worded it like that was because it was about investment, and to me it's very interesting that Gordon Brown constantly says this is a world problem. Well, then why has the pound plummeted against the euro? If it is, and this is an issue for UKIP as well, if we really are in the same situation as everybody else, if you look at the currency, like the share price for the chief exec, the share price has tanked. The chief exec has no credibility. And it's not something that's just happened in the last 2 years. The Labour government has been seduced by the city and has failed to balance the economy. And the investment I was talking about, it's very interesting that Glenda Jackson should talk about investment in education. You know, I was a Thatcher child, and I had great hopes for the Labour Party. I would never vote Tory, and yet they did nothing for the rest of the economy. They concentrated on the city. Ed Balls is as responsible as our Chancellor, now Prime Minister. They constantly allowed the city to dominate because it gave the growth that Gordon Brown needed to show that he was succeeding as Chancellor. That's the only area, apart from house prices, where this economy was performing. The rest of it was atrophying. The rest of our industrial base was disappearing, and it's now a colossal mess, and that's happened over the last 10 years.
But that's not true. I mean, that's not true. I mean, that simply is not true. To argue that the only investment that we have put in the past 10 years, for example, would be in education and the health service. May I finish? I didn't interrupt you.
Yeah.
We have put massive amounts of money into things, for example, such as the New Deal, which have played a major part in getting young people who had no education after the Thatcher years, had no experience whatever of any kind of approaching a job. We have given them that experience. We've started a programme called Sure Start, which is tackling the terrible problems of dysfunctional families right from the beginning. This is a major success programme in our country. I mean, we're not going to see the perfect results of it for at least 10 years, but at least we've begun to do that. And time again, the investment for this country has been in its infrastructure and in its people. And yes, we did. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Of course we cozied up to the city, because we wanted to win an election. And unfortunately, we were still being regarded by the country as the great tax and spend party. You don't win elections unless you can win votes. And we've won 3, and it's going to be tough for us, I don't deny this, to try and win the 4th. But the basic Labour Party principle that you actually invest in the people of your country, and you invest in trying to make real equality of opportunity, has not changed. And it is not true to say that if our economy had been handled in any different way, we would be on some heady peak above the fray of a global implosion as far as the economies are concerned, because we are all now part of a global economy. I don't have any argument with the idea that perhaps we should, as a world, begin to actually look again at what we mean by a global economy. But there is no one who's going to be able to stand outside this. And on the issue of the exchange rates, well, the dollar ain't doing too well either. But that is not the essential part of it. We've heard time and time again that the actual prices of anything in a stock market bear no relationship to the real economy. And what we are attempting to do is ensure that the real economy in this country is kick-started, and during the tough months ahead, people are helped to face those problems. Ed spoke about what his parents had experienced when their mortgage was taken away from them. We have changed that. So now people are being helped with their mortgage after 13 weeks.